absolutely. So, guys, I love AI. Do you want to know what I hate though? I hate the fact that everybody uses everything generically. And the number one thing that people use AI for is, you guessed it, writing copy. Now, guess what? That's boring as hell. Like, let's be just dead ass honest. Yes, I'm from Boston. Sometimes I'm a lot, so I apologize. Anyone that's already upset, stay with me. It'll be okay, I promise. At the end of the day, there's so many great things that you can do for your business, for yourself, and to make yourself either more time efficient, to be able to look at things and extract just information that isn't really readily apparent to you, and as well to break down information that you have, but you just don't know that you have. So I'm going to start with a simple question, and I am high participation. So I'm going to pick on people if I don't get participation. I am the worst human being in that way. Hey, Vic. Hey, girl. Like the hat. How many of you have shown a buyer client five, six, seven, eight properties? Ooh, okay. We got a couple hands. Have you ever been frustrated by the fact that, oh my God, I can't figure out like what is it about these properties that brings them in, and then they don't necessarily like them, right? Can AI help with this? Well, stay with us because by the end, we will get to that problem. We will have a solution, but we're gonna do that whole tease, that whole itch, that whole marketing ploy. We're not doing that until later. So let's dive in with first some of the easiest things that you can do, some of the best things that you can do, which you probably already know about. And I'm hoping that a couple of you already on this call have this. Now, I'm not one to usually push a lot of things. And no, it's not an affiliate link. Don't worry. I'm not Kyle Whistle. What it is EXP is giving every capper and every icon agent for free an AI integration into their email. And I was skeptical. It's called Fixer.ai. And I was the person that said, I have over 100 rules and labels in my Gmail. I am compulsive about my email being at zero at all times. And let me tell you guys, this scratched that itch. It has been one of the best time savers, one of the best organizers, and one of the best things that not only EXP has ever done, but that I promise you I have ever done because I live and die by my schedule. I'm a very organized person. If you've ever taken a DISC profile, I am the most crazy person out there. I'm a high D and a high C. So that means I am just crazy on structure. This has been a game changer. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you a little bit about it. I don't want to deep dive, but if you're watching this and if you are at EXP and you're a capper or an icon agent, or if you're not and you're thinking about coming to EXP, shockingly, email is one of the best reasons. So before I show you guys, raise of hands, who has over 100 unread messages in their email? Woo! How many has one of those icons of death on their phone that shows 10,000 emails across all your different emails? Oh, come on. I know there's somebody in here. Don't hide from me. All right, but that's the thing is like this completely solves that. So let me go right to it. Do, do, do.
Joe, I just checked. I have 104,000 unread in my work Gmail.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go have a heart attack right now. I am only 42, but I am pretty much deceased at this point. At that point, if I was Jen, I would straight up just be making a new email because that is like a lost cause. Oh, wait, it's not, because this can help it. So this is just the baseline site. And why am I showing you the baseline site? Because I think too many people, when they're showing you something, skip over directly into something. And when you're trying to find it later, you have no idea what it looks like. You just know what the internal dashboard looks like. And you're like, wait a second, what am I actually finding? What am I actually seeing? So this is Fixer. And what it does is it integrates with either your Gmail or if you're a dinosaur and a terrible human being, Outlook. Please don't use Outlook. And it makes it where your emails are organized. And I'm going to do something crazy. I'm actually going to even show you how many different labels are on mine. So as you can see, I have, some of the ones that Fixer put in, but I have the ones that I carried over, like eXp Realty, which then also had Boston stuff, which, oh, look, you can look up some of my prospective listings or my priority stuff. Do you see a trend with how many different rules, how many different folders, how many different subsets within all of my email? How just obsessive I've always been about not having things be in my email, taking up space all the time. It's crazy. Like, look at how many different AI things I'm subscribed to. Like, this is intense. Where when I say no joke, I am getting almost 1,000 emails a day. I'm not kidding. But if you look at my inbox, there's only 18 emails, and you see there's a bunch of drafts already. You see how that is all nice and neat and organized. Well, here's the best thing, guys. Don't you hate it when you get an email notification when you're waiting for an offer or a response to an offer and you're so anxious to hear about it and you hear that ding and you're like, oh my God, finally, this person's getting back to me. I'm going to be able to talk to the client. I'm going to know maybe if it's late night, oh my God, I'm actually going to get to sleep tonight because we're not waiting till midnight to hear, right? Has anyone felt that kind of anxiety? And then what happens? You get some garbage update about like, Girl Scout cookies, and you're like, great, this is the worst. Like I'm still back to waiting. I'm on this roller coaster of emotion. So kicking right into it. So this is what it looks like when you're logged in. It shows you all of these different integrations. It makes a very simple system for you. Things that you need to respond to. Things that just an FYI where you don't have an action item. Something that might be just a notification, like, oh, hey, you got a notification that your UPS delivery is on time. Great. Do you really need to read that right now? Probably not. Meeting updates. Oh, someone updated a meeting on your calendar and you're now getting the email saying they changed it from, meeting in Zoom XYZ to Zoom ABC. Awesome. Did you really need to read that email? In most instances, no. In most instances, it was where it just took up precious time from you. And I know in some ways, guys, that this seems like, oh, hey, this is not like the sizzle I was expecting from Joe. Let me tell you, the amount of time that this has saved me, even with how hyper organized I am, has been incredible because not only does it organize things for you, it will also create draft responses for you. So if you get a message middle of the night and or not middle of the night, let's say you're coaching your 4-year-old's t-ball. Hey, that's me. I'm out on the field. I'm yelling at little kids. They're thinking I'm the biggest, scariest, craziest dad ever. Typical new dad coach rage, right? We all know that. We all laugh at that and say, there's a monster in the making. Totally me. But am I still responding to clients? Am I still responding to other agents? Are people still trying to book meetings with me? Yes. Well, what Fixer does is they create a draft for you. So here is, and God help me, I sent this morning, 1 hour ago, on my $5.5 million listing in Boston, a very detailed report of how things are going, right? The person responded, and look it, I haven't did this. it made a draft email for me where it says, "Oh, hey, sounds good. Thanks for the update. Glad to hear the contractor is starting Monday. Just let us know once the work is wrapping up, and we'll be ready to move forward with the next phase. Looking forward to your update next week." Now, is that a great little email that I didn't have to write, that I don't have to think about, that's in the perfect tone? Yes, that saves an amazing, amazing amount of time. So, Stavros, you're asking in the chat about, hey, can it just automatically send it? No, and you don't honestly want it to because it's not always perfect, but it's a great starting point. And it's also where sometimes you want to let it breathe a little bit because if a client gets that email like within seconds, one, they're not going to think that you could even type that fast. Nobody has thumbs that fast. And two, you want to be responsive to clients. You don't want them thinking that like at all times you are basically sitting next to your phone. Those of you that used to have the old rotary dial phones that, are landlines in your home. I'm talking, anyone that was born in the 19 something. I know there's a lot of you that wasn't in that group. We won't point out who belongs to which century. Please be nice. We're not holding our breath waiting for them to reach out to us. So that's the big thing. But if you go back and say, oh, okay, hey, here's, some different things like plans and updates, and it shows with a label, I need to respond to this very clearly, very easily. And then on other ones, it shows where, hey, I have responded and now I'm waiting a reply. The other thing is with some people, what it will do is it will actually check your Google Calendar and it'll put in a draft just for you that says, hey, you can't meet at that time. Here are some alternatives. So you don't even have to think about it. If you keep a current calendar, what happens is, oh my God, you can actually then see right there what fits and then send it off. You can also set it up where in that response, it will make suggestions for the person to pick it, just like a Calendly. So again, this is Fixer AI. I am fanboying hard about it. I'm loving on it. I know it is one of the most vanilla topics you probably ever would have thought ever was possible. And I'm telling you guys, it is worth the investment in time and looking into getting set up. It is amazing how great it will respond, how it will keep you organized. You can go into the settings, which I'll pop over to here, and you can, set up different things. You can put in different prompts into what you want for customization. So you can say like, hey, I am a snarky Boston person that likes to rib their clients. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could, and it will take on that tone in that writing. So that is the first of a couple things I want to share with you guys. It is where, again, I know for a fact that a lot of people struggle with email. The other thing I know for a fact is a lot of people struggle with staying in front of their clients or in front of their lead databases or in front of leads that are in their CRM. Is that a fair statement? Okay. I see Megan with her hand up, so I'm going to go to that before I go to my next thing. What up, Megan? Unmute. Nice blue glasses. I like it.
Haha. All right. So I'm using Fixer and I find it helpful. I didn't know about the prompts that you can like guide it to. So like we have multiple different emails like Zillow at fast results, Yelp at fast results, Lead at fast results that come in that I set up a long time ago. Can you set it up to have like auto responses to certain like incoming emails
So
from?
I would not suggest ever setting up auto responses, honestly, because like then it's speaking for you. I don't know that you can necessarily do that. Um,
Were you in actually Fixer or your Gmail account?
no, I was in both.
Okay.
So like if I'll go back to sharing Fixer. Give me 1 second.
Sorry, my skylight is blinding me right now.
No worries. Okay, so we're back in Fixer, right? So here are all the different labels. If you want your integrations, Gmail, your calendar,
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, because it's also a note taker. No more Otterbots anymore. You can set it up to invite people under your team. In terms of the email rules and how it's applied, you can do that. You can also put in, like we talked about, alternative emails so that you can have it
So
come.
alternative emails, is that an alternative inbox or is that like a dummy email that comes into the same inbox? Or is this
So alternative emails are like you can have multiple emails connected into one Gmail, like kind of like how your EXP email is actually an email alias, and
okay?
it's two different emails in theory in the one system. So if you have like a couple of different emails that go into the same email box, that's where
Yeah.
that's for.
Okay.
Um, you can control how strict you want for marketing and what would be considered that. So obvious cold outreach, cold unknown, or low importance updates, everything non-essential. I have cold and unknown emails from people you've never contacted. You can set up with the draft replies, can change the font, can also schedule follow-ups where if you're expected to reply and you don't reply within a certain amount of time, it'll actually create a draft for you of a follow-up a couple days later saying like, hey, I haven't heard from you. Come on, like, let's go. Time's wasting.
Yeah.
We gotta do stuff. I have mine set to 3 days because um, typically if I'm emailing something of that nature, it usually takes 24 to 48 hours for how my clients, my partners, or different people that I work with are. But yeah, it doesn't really auto send out stuff, and I really would push back against ever wanting something like that. Only because there's just too much margin for error. There's too much exposure, especially with the legal liabilities that we have. But again, that's just my opinion.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, this is fascinating. Like I am liking it. It is nice to have a draft, but I think
Yeah,
there's a lot more that can be done that I'm not quite aware of yet.
yeah. I mean, and it's getting there. But moving on to a new topic, how many people love making videos of themselves? Oh, are you saying that you hate it? How many of you are like this trollish, obnoxious guy from Boston that nobody would ever want to watch and see on their scroll? Right? Stavros gets it. He sees me. He's got the mustache. He knows what's up. I guess it's connected to a beard. It's okay. It's okay. But that's the thing. But what if I told you, hey, you could spin out tons of video ad copy that you can use on retargeting for your advertising? That's different. That's not you, but will stop the scroll. That is a complete, just fictitious person, and they'll say exactly what you need. Now, why would we want that? Well, we don't always want to be the face. Sometimes we want to be the brand, sometimes we want to be the face, but sometimes what we want is to have the ability to advertise in different ways. So I'm going to share again. I'm going to show you one of my favorite ones, and it's called HeyGen. It is just amazing in terms of what you can create with it. So I'm going to go to my project. I'm going to go to my retargeting ads. I'm going to go to the vertical ads, and I have this one. And let me make sure that my sound is being shared because we want to make sure you guys can see it and hear it. Now, again, this is not perfect. This is AI, but in most instances, it's on your phone. Okay. So people don't always necessarily see the little idiosyncrasies that don't sync up. But what do? Like this.
Did you try listing your home for sale, but the listing expired? This is a common issue, but there are solutions. Click the link to find out common reasons why homes don't sell and what you can do to fix that. Did you try listing your
Now, guys, let me ask you a question. Does that look well put together? Is that a person that looks personable? How many different variations of different ads can you make? With retargeting, you can do a very small area. You can do it to specific client bases. So for that one that was expired listings, what do? I get all the expireds within that 15-mile radius. And then I run that video as a retargeting ad against the people to get them to opt into the website in order for me to reach out to them. Now, do you want to know what the next level hack to that is? What's the number one search engine?
Google.
Perfect. What's number two?
YouTube.
Exactly. What's the best thing about running YouTube ads through Google?
More exposure.
Cara, I like how you're thinking. Close. It's not as restrictive. So with Facebook ads, who remembers what the radius is that you are allowed to run advertisements in? 15 miles. Now, in DMV, is that like a huge area? In DC, is that a huge area?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I know this is going to get tricky because we're going to switch things up, especially for you Americans. Um, what if I told you that instead of 15 miles, it could be a 1 kilometer radius? Is that significantly smaller? Because remember, a kilometer is smaller than a mile, so a radius of less than 1 mile. If you're running against expireds, do you think that's where all of a sudden you can, in that aspect, hyper target people? That's what you can do with YouTube ads. And you can run the same thing. And what happens is it appears with that little blue button where you can click the link. I'm sure you guys have all watched a video where all of a sudden, before you could watch it, you had to watch 5 seconds of something, right? How long was my ad? Let's take a look. It's like a 4-second ad. Are they see the entire ad?
So wait, did you use that woman for your ad or do you use your face?
Exactly. No, I use that woman.
Can you use your face to create videos yet?
Oh, you want me to use my face?
Your pretty face? Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, look at those baby blues.
I guess we could do something like that. I mean, hold on. Let's take a look. Because I guess Megan just wants to ruin surprises and skip around, but that's okay.
Sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
ID. I like to get to the point sometimes, right? People.
I get it. So wait, hold on. Does this look like me?
Hey Joe, your instant avatar is ready. Try creating videos with it. Also, click the feedback button to share what you think. Hope you enjoy. Hey Joe, your
Now,
instant
what if I'm like, hey, I want to look really burly. Maybe, I mean, it is Pride Month. I want to look like a bear. What could I do? Well, I could use this different look or this different outfit of avatar.
Hey Joe, your instant avatar is ready. Try creating videos with it.
Crazy, right? Or
Hey Joe, your instant avatar is ready. Try creating videos with it. Also, click the feedback button to share what you think. Hope you enjoy.
now it's funny, that video that I used to create the avatar is 5 years old. It was a random video that I had on my computer of me thinking I was gonna be cool with like a fisheye lens talking on my phone. How many of you have videos of you talking? I do. Can you run the same type of ads? Absolutely. Can you do all types of different things? Absolutely. Do you want to see some of the other YouTube ads? Sure. Let's look at them. This is a different person, obviously, and I'll go back to the ones that look like me in a moment.
Discover a smarter way to sell your home. Are you thinking about selling your home in or around Boston, including the suburbs? If so, let me introduce you to a revolutionary new way to sell that's already helping homeowners get more money for their properties without the endless wait on the market. Here's the truth. Sellers using this new method are walking away with significantly higher offers compared to those relying on old.
Holy crap, that has a ton of hook language in it, doesn't it? It gets you a little sticky if that's something that actually speaks to you. This is part of how we diversify it because, again, different people that appear and speak in different ways are going to resonate with other people. Now, I'm not saying to be quote unquote deceptive, but like people are going to watch her a lot more than they watch me. Let's just be honest. And you can create avatars or use some of the pre-made ones. Hold on. Let's go to avatars. Look at all the different avatars that they have. And you can use different voices for them. You can actually import voices. You can use your own voice to make a AI voice clone of yourself, which, is okay. It's not perfect, but there's so many different applications. How many of you have a YouTube channel? Have an entire YouTube business? With these different things, can you make it where there's a person that maybe appears to be a narrator or an outside source, pops on screen and talks about something? Absolutely. And that's where you can do all these different things. And oh, so Gala, it says she has 18 different looks. So here are all the different pre-made ones that the company has for you. That's not like an AI generated one of yourself, but this avatar has 18 different ways that it can be presented. So if you do want some consistency, but you don't want your face to be the brand, it's perfect. And it's amazing for retargeting ads. And it's amazing where, okay, it gets the copyright the first time. It gets it where it hits all the points. It gets it where it's looking in a professional environment. But hey, maybe we want something a little more interesting. And we're like, you know what? I want somebody that looks like they do yoga in the park. We could do that. Or I want somebody that's super professional looking. All right, they have that. Maybe we want something more lifestyle based. And we're like, you know what? I want somebody that just appears like their life is in ruins, that they don't know what's going on, their hair is terrible, they can't capitalize on anything. And that's the big thing is like you have so many different options. But what I love about it is it saves me time because I can make all different types of retargeting ads and different YouTube ads, and I can have it be where there's different voices. I can even split the screen and put B-roll into it. I can have something that doesn't take as much time as me going out, getting a videographer, scripting it, going over take after take, and making it where all of a sudden I'm putting in hours of work. Where with this, I can spend less than 5 minutes. Done, not perfect. So here's another example before we move on to some of the other things I want to talk about.
Discover a smarter way to sell your home. Are you thinking about selling your home in or around Boston?
A little bit slower pace, showing you different things. The entire script is right here. And it's easy. So this is one of the things that I think everyone should be looking at because it is a time saver. How many people, if you want to have some content, like let's say we want to have some content around ourself, Oh wow, some of these are really scary. I forgot that I had done some of these. We're gonna,
Can you
we're
show
gonna
us how you do it?
absolutely. So in terms of just creating something, it's just going to create a video and we're gonna say, all right, do we want a portrait or a landscape? Let's say we want a portrait one, and then we're gonna pick our avatar. So like we can say, all right, I'm gonna pick Joe. I'm gonna pick this one right here where he's talking. And then it looks almost like CapCut or any other editor. And all you have to do is put in what you want to do. Stavros is asking, what has been the success with these type of ads? For some people, it's notable that it's AI. Does this affect the outcome of the leads? So yes and no. So like the avatars of me, people are a little more forgiving of because again, remember, it's on the phone. It's not necessarily perfect. People don't have great attention spans. Like you can see when people are like looking down at their phone, paying half attention to a Zoom and, high-fiving me from a distance. Oh, but then their eyes pop up and you're like, oh my God. And that big smile lights up the room. But that's the thing is like we live in a world where people, one, do not give almost anything their full attention. Two, are either doing one of two things. They're either having the sound off and only reading captions. So because they're reading captions, they're not necessarily seeing all of the idiosyncrasies that the AI creates between either the voice, the lip movement, or just the presentation because they're focused on the reading and the image and the video is actually more of almost a background to that message. Or the flip side to that is what's happening is they are not actually really watching it, they're just listening to it. You'd be shocked at how many people listen to YouTube in the car, even though they can't see or shouldn't see the video because that's crazy. Um, they'll be sitting there with it on their console, playing the video, but just listening to it through their Bluetooth. So again, it's where as long as the audio quality is good and okay, you're fine. Um, in terms of editing it, it's as easy as okay, we click on this, it goes right into a prompt. And instead of saying, welcome to the new era of this, we say, like, oh, okay. As my Bluetooth keyboard blinks out on me. Hey, everyone. I love when Bic brings me down to DMV to hang out with all of you. It makes my day so much brighter and enjoyable. That's a good one, right? And then it's like a story block or a building block. You say, okay, well, what do you want next? Do you want to add to the script? Do you want to add a pause so it's not just rapidly firing? Yeah, let's add a pause. Let's make it where it's literally just half of a second. And then do we want to add a recording that we already have? Do we want to upload audio or do we want to add a portion to the script? So let's add a portion to the script and say, I can't wait for everyone to come vacation. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bad speller, guys. Um, in Boston. Miami is overrated. Our beaches are so much cooler. And by that, I mean frigid. Like Joe's humor from the Ice Age. Right? So we can make it tell jokes. And then what we can do is easy as anything, just click create, see where it says submit, and that's all we have. Now, if you notice, oh, wait, there's two portions here, and it doesn't seem like all of that's lined up. Well, nothing's going to call that out to us, but we have to visually see that. So what we have to do is we have to drag this just kind of like CapCut all the way over. And now everything's there. But if we wanted to, what we could do is we could add a different avatar into it. So we could say, oh, well, now I want this one. And all we do is we click on add script, go back over and say, man, that guy was lame. Now, what you can also do is flip between the different voices and different things. So what we want to make sure that we're doing, for some reason it popped over to a different avatar, but whatever, it'll be fine. All we have to do then is hit submit, DMV jokes. It's going to go to my videos. It's going to be 1080p. It's going to be 30 frames per second, MP4 format. We're going to hide the watermark. We're going to hit submit. And basically in a couple minutes, it's going to be done processing and we can come back to it and look at it. So by the end of this recording, we'll be able to go back. It'll tell some jokes. It'll say how much I love coming and it'll look like me. So one of the things that I always want to push upon people is the fact that we need to stay in front of our leads. We need to stay in front of them in different ways. And in some ways, if I'm just, again, completely brutally honest, we have to trick them into thinking that they're seeing someone else when we're staying in front of them. Oh, hey, I don't recognize this, but this speaks to me. I don't necessarily want to talk to my agent who's going to make a push down the road. But guess what? If we send them back to our CRM, we send them back to our IDX, we send them back into our funnels, guess what? They've been tricked into flagging to us to follow up with them because they have shown action. They've raised their hands, they've said something that says, hey, I should be on your radar. A little bit of a gray area, sure. A little bit not awesome, sure. Again, I am all about results. I am okay with tricking my best friend into making sure they use me. Little funny, little jokes, big dad humor. So, what I want to move on to in the next section, and don't worry, guys, we're still going to get back to that part about when you have buyers and they're looking at like 7, 8 properties and you're like, what is going on? What I want to talk to you about now is, again, super dry and super boring. How many of you run a P&L? Does anyone know what a P&L is? Ooh, Jen does. Bick does. Emily does. Looks like Paul does. Okay, now people are doing it. All right, so what I want you guys to do is someone to unmute, and I want you to talk to me. Who's going to be brave?
I will.
Okay, Jen, perfect. Let me ask you a question. How much do you love looking at your P&L?
I don't love it, and I know it's important.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is it's important to you, but you don't really relish digging into it and you wouldn't spend extra time on it given the choice.
Correct.
Do you think you know it forwards and backwards?
No, I don't know it forwards and backwards.
One of the best things that ChatGPT and things like Perplexity, which is an alternative, or Grok, which is also an alternative to ChatGPT, what are the best things that's going to do for you is its data analysis. You upload a CSV of your entire P&L and you ask for insights about it for trends, especially if you upload, say, 3 years worth of it. It will give you insights into things that you repeatedly keep spending money on and never fully use. if you have an output, if you have something like Sisu, or if you have something where it's showing you like what your conversion rates are, you can take those data pulls and you can get even deeper insights, because it's saying like, okay, yeah, it tells you what percent conversion you have, but you can also ask it for metrics and to extrapolate, well, if I put more money into this, if I focused more on this, if I did this better, what type of results would I have? That's the thing, guys. All these things, again, I am self-aware. I know this is not like exciting. This is not, hey, Joe in a Barbie box, with wild hair and something that people are going to laugh at on social media. But these are the things that are going to be where it saves you time and money. And one of the most important things is gives you that time back to work with clients in a better fashion, to stay in front of them and to be profitable. So, who thinks that being profitable is more important than having things be super exciting every day? Vic's like, nah, has to be super exciting. It's okay. We'll go dancing later. We'll have fun. But that's the thing, guys. Like, if you look at your business as something that you want as just a block of markable, you guys are Michelangelo. You have your chisel, you have your hammer. Those are your AI tools. And you can chisel away at all of that ugly marble and get to the David that is your business, that people will look back on for time and inspiration and see the beauty of it, because you chiseled away all of the garbage, all of the expenses, all of the things that are redundant. I mean, it's okay, Paul, stay with me. I love you, brother. It's okay. It will get better. I know. I know. It'll happen. I promise you. You can still look me in the eyes. You don't got to look that way. They're blue. They're cute. Trust me. But that's the thing, is like, you don't realize if you don't have that type of data analysis. And you have to ask specifically. So you upload a CSV with your P&L and say very simply to ChatGPT, don't overcomplicate it. Hey, I'm running my business and I need to maximize my results, my ROI, and know where to better invest my money. Please give me a full analysis and a step-by-step what I can do over the next quarter, the next year, and the next 2 years to improve it based on this data. You will be shocked at how much it can tell you from what you're spending and what is going on, and how it can see what is right in front of your face and you can't see. Which is leading me into my favorite thing. This same thing is applicable to your buyers. How many of you get super frustrated at showing people things too many times? I hate it. I think it's the worst thing. What I want you to think about is, all right, what if you could see what they're seeing and try and find something even better? You can take all of those showings, all of those MLS sheets, all of that data, you can upload it right into the GPT and ask it to run an analysis based on the commonalities between these properties that your clients are perceiving to like, but then finding issues with, and ask it to cross-reference it with active listings so that you can suggest one that they potentially will actually love. This is not like crazy data pulls, guys. This is simple CSVs that you're pulling out of your MLS and you're just asking for qualitative analysis. You can see where like they're going to say, oh, well, every single time it hits this amount of square footage in this area, this is what happens. And if you want to add the other layer onto it, you can put in their buyer profile, their avatar of what they're saying they want, and comparing it to what they're showing you that they want in terms of the showing requests. Because Buyers are what, guys? Someone unmute and tell me.
Liars.
Exactly. It's like Paul's liar claiming he has two screens and wants me to think that he just, is looking at me in a different way. I know that's a lie, and that's okay. Buyers are liars. We know that. But you want to know what data analysis shows us? How to get ahead of that, how to see what they're actually honing in on and what their actual avatar is. Oh, they only want things, it seems like, where the kitchen needs to be remodeled. And they're telling you, we don't want to do repairs. But every showing that you have has repairs. They keep telling you they want to be in a certain district or area, but they have all of these showings in these different areas, and the ones that they're actually hitting on more consistently are on the west side of the city versus the south side of the city. Again, buyers are liars. Yes, it's about opportunity. It's about all these different things. But let's take it one step further. How many of you have listing appointments? I do. Okay. Stavros does, Kara does. Vic and Megan don't, so I guess they got to hit the phones a little bit. So we're gonna call out our leaders and say, like, if you don't got appointments, that heavy phone needs to get lighter, and the only way it gets lighter is by making those calls, right? We love them to death, and they're great leaders by example, but come on, if you didn't raise your hand for that, time to get to work. Can you upload all of the data from your MLS for on market, pending, closed, and coming soon, and ask it for trends over that last 90 days? Absolutely. Can you then, as a follow-up in the conversation, upload the information about your potential listing and ask it to extrapolate where this information would sit within the market in order for it to have the same results as the ones that quickly went under contract? Is it going to see patterns that you don't? Is it going to potentially understand the different things and be able to call them out to you? Now, here's the best thing. Can you ask it to create and chart out a presentation about all of that information? Is it impressive to walk into a listing presentation with that amount of actual real-time data in a presentation format where you can say, here's the last 90 days. Here's what the trends are. Joe, is the only LMS data in a CSV you are uploading, or can you evaluate the pictures? I think the pictures make all the difference in evaluating. This wouldn't show up in MLS data. So yes, you can upload PDFs. My suggestion would be when uploading it to ChatGPT to only upload it as one PDF. It does fairly well with that. But again, it's going to lean heavy on the data side, but yes, it will incorporate based on the photos and what it can interpret from it. So like if it sees things like white marble kitchens, if it sees things like I don't know, those old Italian kind of glass lamps that look from the 70s and are in like old New York pizza shops and stuff like that, it can recognize things like that. But if it's something where it's super nuanced, like, oh, is this quartz or is this marble? If it's not called out in the description or in the information, it's going to be a little bit harder. So you can do an MLS export. It's called going to the listing and one by one saving it as a PDF, which is, again, time consuming, especially if there's a lot of them. But that's where, again, it's the balance. It's seeing what it gives you first based on the CSV and seeing if that is in alignment with what you need. But that's the thing, is you bring that presentation and it's showing all of this information, trends and charts, where you can give it to them. They can easily look it up and be like, wow, everybody just said, hey, here's the 5 properties that are pending, here's the 5 that are on the market, and here are the 5 that are unsold. Anyone hear of that method that's been around for years and years, the 5, 5, and 5? Yeah. If you see 4 people doing that, and then you come in and you have bar charts and pie charts and lists of information and an actual paragraph saying, hey, these are the ones that sold quickly. They relate to your house in these 5 bullet points. Guys, it's all about how we present ourselves. Like me, I present myself as like the motley fool. I like to joke around. I like to, people have low expectations. They see terrible dad jokes and then, oh my God, they're surprised. There's like a light bulb that goes off every once in a while. Terrifying. The village idiot is the idiot savant once in a while. But that's how I have fun with my personality and what the perception is. What you guys want to do is walk in there and show that you guys are leaps and bounds more data driven, more in touch with the market, actually using information and not that, hey, I've been doing this for 30 years, so I say it's this and you should just trust me. Because how good does it feel when someone says, oh, hey, this will work, just trust me? It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I have 2 kids. Don't trust me. See, Paul gets it. Paul picked up on it fast. He's like, all right, I get it. Still don't believe he has the 2 screens, but it's okay. But that's the thing, guys, is like, if you look at all the things that we talked about today, we're talking about saving time, being efficient, and being organized in our email. We're talking about saving time, creating ads, bringing people that we've already met, we've potentially already paid the advertising for, we already paid for the lead in one way, shape, form, another, whether that's a postcard, Zillow, realtor.com, pay-per-click, an ad, hosting an open house because you paid for that in time, any of those things. Okay, we have another way of staying in front of them. We also have our P&L, seeing things that, oh, hey, maybe there's duplicate spending. Maybe there's ways that we can get a little bit more lean. We've looked at how we can analyze our buyers by what they're actually doing and the thought process that they are showing us have by their actions, not necessarily by what they're talking to us about. Oh, hey, I hate split ranches. Well, why is it that I've shown you 7 split ranches and 1 colonial? You don't actually hate them because you are asking to see them. Buyers are liars. So we've reinforced that. And what we've done is been able to move on to saying, like, all right, what is out there that they might like? That's the diamond in the rough. What hits 90% of the criteria that they have shown us by their showing requests? And that's where, as an agent, we can say, hey, Aaron, I know you've told me that like you really only like dark woods. You don't like anything too bright. You're definitely like a goth inspired house. But let me tell you, I know this is white everywhere and it's got shiplap and all this other stuff, but it has everything that you want. And you can always paint it a different color later. As an agent, when we're doing that and we're bringing a home to someone, as opposed to that person getting either an IDX email, a Zillow notification, or whatever, and then them saying, like, hey, I want to see this, the ability for you to key in on all the things that are really important that they've shown you are important and saying, hey, this isn't perfect, but I think this could be a fit, is a game changer in how people feel you're investing your time into them, that you're working for them and not just responding to them. And then the last thing that we went over was looking at and analyzing data for listings. How to then extrapolate that and have it create a presentation. What's an easy way to do it? All you have to do is say, hey, I would like to make a presentation in this. I'm going to put it into Gamma. I need you to give me the line by line that I can paste into it in order to have a complete presentation made for me. We're not talking about rocket surgery, guys. Yes, that was intentional. Yes, that is, I love puns. I'm the best dad joke ever. I show my face and get things. But that at its core is how we can set ourselves apart because it's quick, it's efficient, it's effective, and we're using AI as tools. Anybody can say, hey, ChatGPT, write this terrible MLS description that's going to sound like all the other ones that uses these 15 common words and just makes me want to vomit. Great. Anybody can say, hey, ChatGPT, I think I'm funny. Make me look like a Barbie doll with like my iPad and my phone and my, cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee and my white Mercedes. Great. Realtor in a box. Awesome. All those things are funny and cute and whatever, but these are things that are going to make your business be a better business, your ROI go up, and in my mind and in my hope, give you the ability to do the most important things for yourself and your business. Does anyone want to take a guess at what that is? It's easy. It's have the time, resources, and income to spend that time how you want with your family, with yourself. Some people, money makes it where you can, say, get out of here, family, kick the kids out of the house, tell the spouse, back off, have that glass of wine, have that chill time. Other people, it's like, oh, hey, now I have the time to be the T-ball coach. I have the time to be the involved parent. Or for some of us, it's, oh, hey, I can go find that special someone or the situationship that I desire or the person of tomorrow. So I hope this was beneficial. I know we're running a little over, but are there any questions or anything I can help with? And the one thing I want you guys to know is always reach out. I'm always happy to do one-on-ones, to work with people, to work through any issues, questions. I know that we were a talking heavy presentation today because I wanted to stay focused on the topics as opposed to kind of boring screens. But yeah, what do you guys got? How can I help? Can we view the AI video? Let's see if it's done yet. It is. Great reminder.
Hey everyone! I love when Bic brings me down to DMV to hang out with all of you. It makes my day so much brighter and enjoyable.
I can't wait for everyone to come vacation in Boston. Miami is overrated, our beaches are so much cooler. And by that I mean frigid, likes Joe's humor from the Ice Age. Man, that guy was lame.
Now, obviously, it messed up a little bit because we were just doing it on the spot and flying through it. But yeah, like, she said, that guy was lame. Any other questions? Okay, cool, guys. Well, I'm always here for you. Thank you always for having me. And,
Well, again, Joe, this is amazing as usual, very helpful, high level for a lot of us, but I think that actually gets us all thinking that we need to at least explore it a little bit more and play around with it. I think that's the biggest message here is getting in there and just, embracing it as opposed to, putting it off or fighting it. So thank you.
and of course, and the one thing I'll say, guys, is remember, you can talk to it. Literally. If you click on it, you can dictate to it. So like if you're like, oh man, like I don't know what the prompt is, like this feels uncomfortable, my grammar sucks, my spelling sucks, you can just talk to it. ChatGPT is my therapist. Says some wild things about me, but also have it roast you. or ask what it knows about you, or ask what your biggest flaw is in its opinion, or ask, how can you get Bic to give you a raise, or, all the important questions. It'll give you complete strategies. Bic's like, oh my God, I hate him right now. He's so dead. But the biggest thing is don't be scared. Everything is scary when it's new, but okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I've been burned before. How many of you drive? Okay, perfect. Everybody drives. I got burned really bad one time. Was it scary to learn how to drive? Did you put your hands at 10 and 2? Did you check your mirrors? Did you make sure you were buckled? Did you like look over your shoulder and do all the different things? Whereas now half of you are doing your hair, putting on eyeliner, have like a cup of coffee, and have like one foot out the window and the door's not even closed, and forget seatbelts, and you're turning down the music so that you can see better. But I'll get there. But now I'm just rattling because I have an audience and I love attention. So I will release you guys from the the fun. But as always, thank you. These are the best parts of my week. I really do enjoy seeing you guys. And please do make sure to jump on all the different fast forward movement things. Make sure to do everything fast forward movement DMV, and make sure, most importantly, to share how much you benefit from this community that Bic and Megan and Jen and all of you are building there, because it is powerful. It is a movement, and they are great leaders, and the future leaders are also sitting on this call. So thank you guys for letting me be part of that. Now I'm going to bounce.